Thank you for your attention at my previous video about why hijab's promo in Europe is danger for civil countries. And in today's video we dive deep and we are going to talk about the true purpose of religion, you to understand how the hijab is perceived in Europe and why its promotion can be dangerous in civil countries. I will explore religion through the lens of marketing and break down the logic behind how the hijab is a symbol, and this video will take you through psychology, history and religious studies, just to show you not just what the hijab is, but why it matters. And in the next video we talk about how to build the strong arguments, what type of arguments exist, how to work with them by using one of the comments under my last video as a real-life example. Hi, my name is Claude. I studied as PR manager, work as a brand manager, and for 15 years actually. And now I get marketing MBA. Let's start. We are starting this dressing. I'm dressed like a usual student, usual woman at all offices, all work. I can afford myself to have a pink hair because of my status, of my experience, and of my profession. For almost profession, we don't wear what we want, but we wear what is supposed to work. I'm a marketer, so I communicate with businessmen, business owners, commercial manager, and so on. I should look like that to improve my creativity, my intelligence, my experience, and so on. But what about hijab? In 2018, Eurobarometer survey by European Commission said that over 15% of respondents admitted feeling discomfort when seeing overt religious symbols, especially Islamic one. For European people, the hijab is not just a dress, it's a symbol, it's a strong symbol, it's a boundary, and it's a declaration of separation from secular society. And there is a choice for women what they want. They want to promote their religion, or they want to claim by low qualified women without any rights. We need to really talk how the public opinion is formed. When top media outlets publish headlines about women being locked in the kitchen or denied access to education, the hijab becomes subconsciously associated with uneducated, oppressed women, often even with poor hygiene. When newspapers repeatedly show stories of women in hijab committing suicide, bombing in subways or public spaces. And at this moment, hijab becomes linked with the idea of danger and extremism. This is how the stereotypes are built. And once that narrative is deeply in public consciousness, it becomes incredibly difficult to reshape the image of hijabi woman as anything other than threat of a symbol of regression. It's just a stereotype. Let's go to research. Studies in media psychology, like those by Elizabeth Loftus and George Gerber's cultivation theory, show how repeated portrayals in mass media influence public perception, involve emotionally charged topics like violence, gender, or religion. Now imagine the completely different situation. In mass media, of course, 50,000 Afghan women win global intelligence competition, topped all men sponsored by Taliban, heading to Oxford. If the media were saturated with headlines like that, if we saw consistent stories of improvement, scientific breakthroughs, and intellectual excellence led by women in hijabs, public opinion wouldn't be radically different. But now we have what we have. In Afghanistan and several other Middle Eastern countries, women are being denied access to education, healthcare, and basic human rights. It's true. It's really true, and it's awful. They are being stripped of their freedom of movement, freedom of expression, and even right to choose how they worship. And as long as these injustices are the dominant reality, the hijab will remain in the minds of many, not a symbol of identity or spirituality, but of danger, regression, and systematic violence. And let's talk about Islam and the main of all religion. Islam is one of 3 religions formed in the 7th century. It was built as a system of rules and meanings, because all religions serve 3 key purposes. First, to explain the unexplainable. Why people die? Why is the sky blue? Second, to centralize power in one hand. How to centralize power in one hand? It's just to make a brilliant marketing promises, be a good mature, and in paradise you'll be served by 72 virgins. I have a question. From where exactly you get it? Because if we look at the current state of women in many of Islamic countries, they are all beaten, raped, stripped of dignity, education, or freedom. And for me, it's hard to imagine where those untouched pure women are supposed to come from. Tell me. These men erased their rights on earth and still want them, waiting for them in heaven. And third purpose of all religion is establish survival norms like hygiene, sexual taboos, food rules, and so on. Let me give you 2 examples. The first example comes from Pacific Island during World War II. When American troops set up military base on remote island, they dropped supplies from planes, food, medicine, clothes. The local tribes had never seen airplanes before, so when the war ended and the planes stopped coming, they built wooden replicas of airplanes and started praying to them, hoping that the ski gods would return these gifts. It's a textbook example of a cargo cult, humans turning a misunderstood event into a sacred ritual. From this ritual, all religion came from, actually. And example is much close to European community. In Christianity, there is a strict fasting period before Easter. Most people today see it as a spiritual practice, but organically, it was a practical way to prevent communities from eating all of their winter food stocks right before the spring planting season, just to save their plants. It helped ensure survival by making people conserve food for them it was truly needed. Practical. So when we look at religious rules today, like dress code, deadly laws, we need to ask, are they really spiritually? Or just outdated survival strategy dress up as divine commandments? And it connected with Quran rules. Professor Khaled Abu El-Fadi, leading Islamic scholar, emphasizes that Quran 24.31 and 33.5 59 doesn't require hair to be covered. It calls for modesty, covering the chest and body. That's all. Women wear dresses to be covered. So it's okay. Nothing new with it. The Arabian desert, head covering were hygiene and climate necessity. You wear a cap in the summer, not because of religion, but because of common sense. Wearing a cap under the scorching sun is crucial to avoid heat stroke, which can lead to dizziness, confusion, and even organ failure in extreme cases. It's crucial for your health. From marketing perspective, when a woman wears a hijab, it doesn't just signal that she follows Islam. It also communicates a whole range of assumptions to society. Whatever fair or not, the usual cue of the hijab often suggests she accepts restriction on her rights, that she might to be less educated, even if that's far from the truth, and what she supports patriarchal norms. These powerful brands. If you wear calabash, meaning is not in the object itself, but it signals status, wealth, and taste. The hijab systematically became brand too, and this brand normalized inequality and control of the woman's body. That's why the promotion of the hijab, especially when stripped from context or position as a culture ideal, is dangerous. It reinforces a narrative that goes against the core value of secular and egalitarian societies. I am sure that hijab is not a woman's choice, it's a violence. Who wants to have social pressure? No one. But women in hijab have alopecia due to constant wearing of wigs. Gynecological diseases caused by polygamy. It's a medical researches. Society pressure. If you are not covered, you are dirty. It's awful. And loss of access to education, work, medical care, and so on and so on. And example, it's like women in Afghanistan. But why? Do the Taliban hide women in the kitchens? Not due to love, because they're afraid that free women will undermine their power, because educated women could clearly see that live in violence, in dirty, selling drugs isn't a good life. And my point of view is that the headscarf isn't scary. Actually, you can wear what you want if it's your truly need, if it's your truly wishes. I don't care. But promo of idea that a woman must be correct in order to live is dangerous. You should understand, I'm not against the hijab. I'm for the freedom of choice for everyone, as long as the person understands the consequence of their actions, and that those actions do not harm other people or society. But I'm against of promoting the hijab as a social norm, because the hijab in our society as a system which normalizes violence, it takes away the rights to be, to speak, to live freely. It's a symbol behind which lies the shadow of the Taliban, where women are hidden in the kitchen, deny access to medicine and education. If you believe otherwise, please promote amazing women as intelligent, motivated and successful, who speak about their choice and they support all the downsides of the system. But as long as they hide behind religion and impose rules, we cannot overlook their consequences.